been pouring out of Hot Rod's and Rodimus's, yet he won't appear on Netflix? Hot Rod had a pretty bad rep. I mean, he was always to blame for the death of Optimus Prime in the original film. Though I think most realized it's a freak accident and moved on, it seems he still has the finger pointed, even from himself. But eventually he would rise, learn from his mistakes, and strive to do better, which is all you can ask from someone. With Core Class, Hot Rod gets a figure at the last War for Cybertron Kingdom wave, but to continue his release, he was also a Legacy repacked figure. Hot Rod transforms into a car similar to a Lamborghini, but someone thought welding a drone to its back would be cool. It's got the iconic clip notes of a Hot Rod car, but its proportions seem simple, stretched at the front, and pretty tall. All the windows are painted in addition to the obnoxious environment-destroying exhaust matching the engine. The hood has the expressive flames, but it seems too flat, especially with no Autobot symbol. It all seems very paint by the numbers. I do like the spoiler, however, painted in a thick yellow that exposes a lot of the cracks. You could plug the sword on top, but it completes the look when you put it on the front, mounted like an arrow-shaped laser. Plus, the whole thing can be removed, I assume for potential repaints, or maybe this is a drone. Listen, I didn't know you could put the trailer on it. Discount Rodimus Prime, anyone? Speaking of which, with the prior Legends class, there's already a Rodimus, but that was just a Blackjack redeco. I assume the Studio Series Hot Rod is meant for the proper scale, but it's funny how Kingdom Hot Rod went from this to this. No painted rims, and it desperately needs painted headlights. Also, I find the entire roof likes to pop out for some reason. And as a bonus, it rolls terribly. So this is a very basic Hot Rod, nothing exciting, but at least it's undoubtedly Hot Rod made from the ground up. If a few paint apps were included, I think this would be a fair version of the character. Robot mode. In robot mode, I can tell there's some effort with the details. The torso has some cool angles to it, the front of the legs look good with the arrows, and the silhouette with the spoiler is well placed. Still obvious, but actually works into it. I will admit, Hot Rod has left more to be desired multiple times. With the Combiner Wars, it was just a Crimson Blackjack. I wasn't fond of the simplicity and ball joints in Titan's Returns, and Power of the Primes fell way too short. The streak was broken with SS-86 and the Commander class, but with its history, I wasn't hyped, and rightfully so. The lower arms look ridiculously short. The shoulders feel stiff, with a ball joint stopping point and hinge that I had to loosen with a screwdriver. Why is his shoulders consistently bad? But the paint, good God, the paint. I get this is a core class, but he looks like a dull Cyberverse toy. Nothing on the legs, nothing on the arms. Oh, does the hood on the legs count? Yeah, it means the chest is fake, but it's a core class, not a big deal. The head looks good, it's painted well, the face is pleasant, and look how much spaghetti you can store in it. I'm sorry, but that is freakishly hollow. It looks like a knockoff toy. Did someone say, articulation? Head rotation, ball joint shoulders, hinge, ball joint elbows, ball joint hips, and ball joint knees. Seems simple enough, I mean it's a core class, but it's impossible to take him seriously with those lower arms. Let's take a look at the accessory. I'm not certain the sword would be my first choice. It doesn't really match the Sword of Justice, but I do like the painted blue, as the swirls complement this energized design. Plugs with the smaller peg, but it does use a 5mm port as well. In addition, the instructions show that you can take his Legacy core class Wavemate weapons and build a bigger hilt. I'm not sure why that matters, it's still a sword, all it does is ruin the rest of them. Hot Rod, you must what, Prime? Use your sword! Combine it with the spoiler and bam! Figures can now use a sidearm weapon. Now this is intriguing. There's the smaller portholes under the arms and in his back. If you notice, there's a 5mm porthole there too, which means you can plug a weaponizer. There's also a neat little trick. If you have issues with the spoiler hitting the shoulders, open it up and take out the spoiler. Notice there's a notch on the peg associated with a particular porthole that matches the other one, so you can plug it there instead. Not only does it give it some distance, but with the peg, it also gives you weapon storage. So how do I feel about this figure? Here's the thing, there are certainly issues with it I feel could have easily been avoided, and you likely could fix it yourself. Hell, there's a fix already built in. But with all that said, I can't really get angry. Why can't I get angry? It's because it's just not worth getting that mad at. It just feels sort of bland and disappointing. I like having a proper core class hot rod in the collection, and it's fair as a desk toy, but like many hot rods, it shows it could have been better. Hot rod, no thoughts, head empty.
Allspark TV, now that's just prime.